bit much, I apologize. Welcome to episode 4, Sit Fly Day. We've gone through our bellies, we've gone through our backs, we're feeling very, very good right now. And today is day 1 of sit flying. We've already done some exercises where we're standing up on the cage, Johnny Cage, walking around like the distinguished English gentleman, dare I say. We've done a little bit of the sit flying when we're going from our backs to our belly, and vice versa. That moment when you're right in the middle is kind of like your sit flying. So it's kind of like your back flying, but you're a little bit more tilted up.
So this entire process has been really fun, and it's been an incredible experience, but it's also been really, really challenging and really frustrating.
The instructors always told us from the very beginning that sit flying is very frustrating. It's gonna take us a while to pick it up. We just didn't realize how frustrating it could have been.
We worked on the basic sit fly drills, which was really difficult. We did drills like getting in the sit fly neutral position and walking on the cage.
Johnny Cage.
Immediately I could tell that this was a very, very uncomfortable position, and it just never felt right to me.
At the very end of day 1, no one had anything.
What was extremely frustrating was every time I went to get into the basic sit position, I kept feeling my legs get swept out from under me, and then I'd end up on my back, and I was flying all over the place, and then it was hard for me to get back into that seated position.
I totally understand this frustration. It's not an easy position to get down.
After about a session and a half of trying to sit fly, I was making no progress, and the guys were already starting to work on new techniques past just sitting down and being able to keep yourself up.
At the very end of day 2, I was actually starting to jump and I'd fall right back down, but I would stay up for a couple seconds.
The guys are blowing past me. Christian's managing to sit totally still, and it looks like he's ready to start coming off the cage.
Johnny Cage.
And Joe's already hopping back and forth. At this point, I was a little worried that they were gonna leave me in the dust.
Day 3 changed everything.
Christian, one of the instructors, had me try knee flying, which is a different kind of sit fly where your knees are pretty close together and your feet flare out.
It kind of looks like you're levitating up.
Immediately, I could feel a difference. It was awesome.
He was able to get up and just stay up. He went from 0 to 100 in one move.
Knee flying is a ton of fun, and it's way more comfortable for me. And I have a ton of surface area, so I feel like it's a lot easier. I'm catching a lot more wind.
He actually did a really good spin where he is completely in control. He kept going forever and ever. It was amazing.
I was completely out of control. I couldn't stop spinning if I tried. I was way behind the other guys, and finally when I started knee flying, I felt like I caught up, and we could check off going up, going down, side to side, turning. It all clicked for me. It all made so much more sense.
At the end of day 4, none of us are flying well enough for transitions.
We only have 1 day left. We have the basics of sit flying, but it doesn't look like we're gonna finish in time to move to head down.
This was surprisingly not that discouraging. The whole thing was just so much fun that it didn't really matter that we couldn't get to that last stage.
So we're just gonna go out there, have fun.
Just take it easy.
They ended up letting us do a little bit of freestyle body flight.
We went on our bellies, we went on our backs, we tried different belly positions.
And that was the best. One of my favorite things they did was cranked up the fan really high, and we were able to go as high as we want. Me and Ryan went all the way to the top of the tube and touched the top.
And it was the coolest moment that I have ever had. It's a rush when you get up to the top, and you're getting up there and you can see all of City Walk and you see how far down it is. It's crazy, and then you just let yourself drop. It's really, really cool. I would definitely recommend this to Joe, who for some reason refused to go to the top at every afforded opportunity.
And he's a little crazy for not liking it up there.
I don't know why. He just liked being at a cool 10 feet off the cage. That was it.
I hated it. It's the worst thing in the world. I'd like staying low and doing my things down there, but the guys loved it. Went up super high.
So at one point they let all 3 of us in there. First they let Joe and Ryan go in.
And we were both belly flying. It was a lot of fun.
Then they let Christian in with us.
Things got a little hectic.
So when you're flying, you have wind pushing you up and giving you lift. If something goes under and interrupts that wind, that causes what's called a burble. Michael Burble.
Did you guys see the, I had a jacket here. It's a burglary jacket.
Where you'll just drop because you have no air giving you any lift.
If you're in the tube with multiple people, you have to be very aware of where everybody else is. We jumped in, all 3 of us are there. I have Ryan and Joe on my sides, and Joe will tell you a different story.
I think we have different views of what happened.
But he moved under me and stole all my air.
I stuck to my position, and I was up against the wall, and Christian flew right over me.
What happened, regardless of how it's debated, is that Joe and Christian got lined up somehow and created a burble.
Burble King.
And I went flying down at the cage.
From probably like 15 feet up.
And the instructor had to jump and move Joe to cover him and make sure I didn't fall on top of him. Luckily the cage is bouncy enough that I was able to hit and bounce off, but it was a pretty scary moment.
It's hotly contested who is responsible.
That's not true. That's not true. Watch the video for
It's
yourself.
mine.
He's lying. He's lying. I'm the one that
He moved under me, I fell.
Right now.
So that was it, the end of day 5 and the end of our iFly Hollywood experience. It was a really, really great experience for me. I'm really proud of how we've been able to go from barely belly flying all the way into sit flying. So I'm really happy with where we are.
Overall, this is one of the best experiences I've had ever. It started off as a Christmas present, just something to do for fun, and ended up being something that really challenged me, and I feel like I learned a new skill, and I can't wait to keep doing more and try to build on that.
If you're thinking about doing some indoor skydiving, you should definitely try it sometime. I know that I'll be going back every once in a while.
All in all, it was incredible, and I really thank iFly Hollywood for giving us this opportunity. All of the instructors were great.
You know, before this, body flight was totally foreign concept to me. Now, this is one of my favorite hobbies. I'm definitely gonna go back, you know, and try this again and do this on my own time.
It's really fun. Fun! So, that's it.
Thanks for watching.
I'll see you guys later.